So I've had a couple of issues with Premiere Pro as of recently. I'd started editing and finished editing the full race video from the Trans D-Side Enduro, and Premiere kind of crapped out on me, so I can't finish rendering it. So for now, what I'm going to do is, I've jumped back onto iMovie, back to the good old days, and got Heartbreak Ridge here, and I'm going to watch my full run, I'm going to commentate on it, and I'm going to see what I did, I'm going to see where I was gaining time, maybe where I lost a little bit of time, and compare it to the times that the fastest guys got. I was riding it blind on a hardtail, as the title so suggests. This track was something, I'll tell you that much, it was definitely something. Like the POV raw videos, you could grab a cuppa like me, or jump on a spin bike and treat it as a bit of interval training, or just sit and enjoy it. Let's watch this run.
Is it? Oh well. Have a good one when you go. Thank you.
So just now, there were about 4 riders behind me. There was one guy who was on a black Santa Cruz Nomad, and he passes me at some
Hopefully
point.
see you hit the bottom, Kieran.
See if you can guess when he passes me.
It's only £1 a pump.
Something interesting they done on this stage was, since it was split into 2 stages for the light route, we got a split time halfway through. And I actually have it here, so I can tell you what my split time was once we get to it.
Right, you go.
Cool.
A good one.
Cheers.
I had a bit of a poor start, I couldn't get clipped in. Forgot if I zipped up my pocket or not, so I double checked, and I scuffed my pedal. So I didn't get away as quickly as I hoped. Once I was going, I was trying to just get as much pedaling in as I could, when I could. The general consensus for this whole track was that it's pretty consistently rocky the whole way, and I didn't really get much of a chance to get a good few pedals in.
Oh, that's not good.
Made a bit of a mistake there. Grabbed a handful of brakes, scrubbed all my speed for this next section. By this point in the track, I just kind of realised that it was going to be a bit gnarlier than I had originally thought. You had sections like this, like on wee bits of climbs, where I could get a good few pedals in, but I was just getting hung up on so many rocks that like 9 times out of 10, if I carried more speed into, I would have been able to float through them, but it's hard to tell these things, especially when you're riding it blind. Hear my rims dinging then, just off any little like jagged rock, just immediately just right into the Tannis armour. Had about 35 psi in my rear tyre, so hopefully that did help with punctures, but it didn't help with my feet. That was the only real chance I got to sit down. Now if I'd done a bit more fitness training and I was a bit more prepared for how physical this track was going to be, I maybe would have been able to stand up the whole way up that sprint, but you live and you learn, don't you? So hear me grunting. See, just shaking out the hands. That was the only time down this whole track I got to even just loosen my hands off a little bit. Gloves did help with that. It's the first time racing in a while, or just riding in general with gloves on, and it does help with your arm pump. It takes a lot of the grip away from just your hand strength and more put it on the tackiness of your grips and the gloves themselves. Takes that little bit of strain away, but it still doesn't make it as easy as you'd like. If I'd ridden this track before, I maybe would have been a bit more confident to float around those flat corners on the slabs without braking. I just got a new front tyre, Michelin A7iii, which is seriously grippy. Oh, that bit came out of nowhere. I didn't see where the track went, so you're sort of just coming over that crest and just guessing. And then, oh, that pull was a lot of effort. I'm kind of thankful though, in a way, that I was riding it in a race, because you had these little markers pointing you the right way, so you knew which way the track was kind of going. And also the arrows helped as well. I didn't actually mean to, I just saw that line and I thought, that's smooth, I'll take it. But actually set me up quite well for the next bit. There was just no brakes down here to try and carry speed up the compression, and then over the wheel pedal. And then again off the brakes and just trying to carry as much momentum as I could. Oh, I got a bit sketchy here. That was quite weird. Came around that in front wheel, just got a bit of wiggle on, just had very little strength in my arms. I was warned about that bit there that kind of came out of nowhere, but thankfully I remembered that it was coming. That they just remembered to look out for it. There he is. He was sound.
No worries.
He was quite cool of him that he just shouted "you" rather than "rider." It was more inviting than just hearing "rider" behind you. But yeah, no, he was 4 riders behind me at the start. Right, through the split. So far, that was a 640.36 up until that point. This is the guy who won that stage in the overall, Callum McBain. He got a 649. He was finished by the point that I'd gotten to here, down the rock slabs. I mean, that's fair going. You cannot deny that. He had some serious pace on him. So did that guy. Look how far ahead he is now. He's miles ahead. The guy who passed me. Do some funky shapes for the cameras.
Right out. On your right, thank you.
It was good that I caught up to that person there. Oh, these bearings were awesome. Just floating around them, no brakes, just bam, boom, over the jump, round the bear. just death gripping. Don't need to be on the brakes, so just relax the hands for a bit. There's virtually no chances that I could actually relax properly.
Fucking hell. Ah. Oh god, I said something funky there.
So what had happened just then was that I went to do a pedal, but I think I spun the cranks backwards instead of forwards almost. So I started to go forwards, but I pulled them that way instead of that way. I don't know. It was weird. Shat myself.
Oh, that's horrible.
I was lucky I was in a good enough gear to get up that, but I'm not even annoyed at myself for sitting down after that. Like that was fair. Last wee bit, get the power down. Big pull finish. There we go. So that second sector I did a 251.89 and overall that was a 932.25. The fastest guy, Callum Morrison, he did it in an 838. So he pulled about 54 seconds on me, which is fair going. I don't know if he'd ridden the track before, I don't know anything about that. And I was about 30 seconds off the guy who got second place. So for riding it blind and for my fitness not being super good, I probably did the best that I could for this track. That was a fair effort though, like that track was fair. Would recommend it though, if you're not racing and you're in the Ballater area, stop off at Heartbreak Ridge, spend a day on it. You could easily spend a day just riding the whole track and just taking your time down it. Nah, it was a good track and it was a good race. Came third in the overall, which was cool. That was nice. Well, not the overall, third in the Hardtail category. Next race they've announced at Glenlivet, which will be cool, so I'm going to get some fitness stuff involved in that, because if you have watched my last Glenlivet video, when I raced that, I raced it without a water bottle, which wasn't fun, and the tracks were really pedally because they were flow trails and you kind of had to pedal where usually you wouldn't pedal. If you like this kind of thing, do let me know. I'm happy to do more of them where I just talk over a run and see what it is, see what like the raw unedited video of the trail with me talking over it. Or if you just want to see it, the trail itself, and not have this mug talking over it, either or, just let me know. I'd be happy to oblige. Hopefully, if this video goes out before my race, then my full race video will go up next week. But if not, then you would have seen it already, which is fine. So a lot of the stuff I've already said is going to be a bit redundant, but nonetheless, hope you enjoyed, and I'll hopefully see you at Glenlivet.